The SpaceX team, I think, is the best space team that has ever been assembled on the face of the Earth by far. And the achievements of the past year demonstrate that. I think to a degree that is mind-blowing. Like what you have achieved over the past year is nothing short of incredible. And one day we will indeed occupy Mars.
Musk wants to make humanity multi-planetary, and to achieve this goal, he is planning to build human cities on Mars. In fact, his company's official Mars page does not describe tourism or exploration. It states the objective clearly: build a self-sustaining city on Mars. But is it really possible? Does he have an actionable plan to colonize Mars? Well, he does, but at the same time, he might decide to take us humans first to a different place other than Mars. Keep watching to find out what his actual plans are for humanity. This video explains why Musk wants to build a city on Mars, how he plans to achieve it, and the one big change that he made to his original plan in 2026. The extinction argument. In October 2024, Musk showed that fast rocket reuse is becoming real after years of tests, failures, and fixes. But why is he so focused on Mars? Because he believes Earth is fragile. A disaster like nuclear war or a large asteroid could threaten all human life if we stay on one planet. This fear isn't fiction. About 66 million years ago, an asteroid wiped out the dinosaurs and changed life on Earth. Today, scientists track around 30,000 near-Earth objects to watch for impact risks. At the same time, there are still over 12,000 nuclear warheads in the world. Modern civilization is powerful, but it's also tightly connected, which means one big shock could spread fast. Musk's idea is simple. If humanity lives on more than one planet, we lower the risk of total extinction. So, if Mars is the backup plan, then where is the blueprint? The original Mars blueprint. Well, understanding Musk's plan requires examining the period before SpaceX was founded. In 2001, he tried to buy a used rocket from Russia for a small project called Mars Oasis, which would send plants to grow on Mars and spark public interest. The deal failed, so he chose a harder path: build rockets himself. In 2002, he founded SpaceX. The early years were rough. The Falcon 1 rocket failed 3 times before finally reaching orbit in 2008, just as the company was almost out of money. Soon after, NASA gave SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract to deliver cargo to the International Space Station, which helped the company survive. Then in September 2016, at the International Astronautical Congress in Mexico, Musk revealed his big Mars plan. He described giant spacecraft that could carry over 100 people, with up to 1,000 ships launching during Mars travel windows that open about every 26 months. His long-term goal: send 1 million people to build a self-sustaining city on Mars. The technical concept rested on 3 pillars. First, reusable rockets to cut costs. Second, refueling in orbit so ships can reach Mars fully fueled. Third, making fuel on Mars using local resources so crews can return and colonies can grow. But rockets at this scale have never fully worked before. So the real question is whether physics, engineering, and money will allow this plan to become real. Starship, the machine that makes Mars possible. In 2020, SpaceX started conducting high-altitude test flights of early Starship prototypes in South Texas, and it wasn't until April 2023 when SpaceX launched the first fully stacked Starship and Super Heavy system. Minutes after liftoff, the vehicle was destroyed during flight termination. And after nearly 4 years of failures, in October 2024, the Super Heavy booster returned toward Earth and was caught mid-air by the launch tower's mechanical arms, informally known as the chopsticks. The event was widely reported as evidence that rapid rocket reusability was moving closer to reality. But getting to orbit is not getting to Mars. Reaching orbit is a vertical problem. Colonizing Mars is a systems problem, and the hardest engineering barriers have not even begun. The gating problems. The whole Mars plan depends on refueling in space. A Starship can't leave Earth fully fueled, so other rockets must bring fuel to it in orbit. This kind of fuel transfer has never been done for a real Mars mission. If it fails, the launch window closes and the mission is delayed for years. Even if the rockets work, space is still dangerous. Astronauts face high radiation, and a trip to Mars could push them near or past safe lifetime limits. Shielding can help, but it makes the ship heavier, which raises costs and leaves less room for supplies. NASA proved with the MOXIE experiment that oxygen can be made from Mars's air, but it only made small amounts. A real colony would need tons of oxygen every year, and scaling up is a huge challenge. So Mars is possible, but it's not easy. This isn't a small project. It's a massive long-term effort that needs huge resources and global support. Even if we solve the tech problems, one question remains. Can humans handle living on a planet that was never meant for us? The human question. Mars is not like Earth. Its gravity is only about 38% of ours, and we don't know what that would do to the human body over time, like bones, muscles, or even children growing up there. The air is over 95% carbon dioxide, so you can't breathe it. The average temperature is about minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which is far colder than most places on Earth. Huge dust storms can cover the whole planet for weeks and block sunlight, which could shut down solar power. Messages between Earth and Mars can take up to 20 minutes each way, so real-time communication isn't possible. On Mars, you can't step outside without a suit. The sky won't look like home, and there's no quick trip back to Earth. Then there's the question of control. If people build a city there, who runs it? A company? The settlers themselves? So going to Mars isn't just building a base or planting a flag. It means creating a whole society with laws, families, jobs, and culture on a planet that fights against human life. Just as this future starts to feel close, something surprising happens. The Moon Plot Twist, 2026.
And now our final story today is about Elon Musk's new dream. The tech billionaire now wants to build a city, not on Earth and not even on his beloved Mars, but on the Moon.
In early 2026, reporting from Reuters revealed a strategic shift that reshaped the narrative. Elon Musk stated that SpaceX would prioritize building what he described as a self-growing city on the Moon, with Mars timelines pushed back approximately 5 to 7 years. For years, Musk had characterized the Moon as a stepping stone, or even a distraction compared to Mars. Now the Moon was reframed as a proving ground. The Moon is 3 days away. Mars is months away. The Moon has no atmosphere, but it offers proximity that allows faster iteration, emergency response, and logistical support. If orbital refueling, habitat construction, resource extraction, and closed-loop life support systems can be demonstrated near Earth, they can be refined before attempting interplanetary scale. NASA's Artemis program becomes central in this phase. Starship is already contracted as a lunar lander variant under Artemis. Demonstrating sustained lunar operations could de-risk Mars architecture in a way that no simulation on Earth can. So in 2001, Elon Musk wanted to send a small greenhouse to Mars. In 2016, he stood on stage and promised 1,000 ships. In 2024, he caught a booster mid-air with mechanical arms. In 2026, he shifted focus to the Moon and pushed Mars further into the future. The question is not whether Mars or Moon is physically possible. The real question is whether humanity is willing to commit, across decades and generations, to becoming multi-planetary.